We're back out here on Layton Lakes going to make a moose guide. I made a community post and moose was the most voted guide to do, so we're out here on Layton Lake because in my opinion it's by far the best moose map. There's just no point in hunting Yukon or Medved Taiga because there's just way fewer and they're a lot more annoying to try to find, but love this map for grinding moose. And so we're out here. I'm going to show you my tent locations and my routes, what times it's set for the moose, and we'll get into that right now. And I just barely started up here. This is where I spawned in. I'll usually start down at this outpost right here, and we'll just go and do that real quick. And so I usually start this outpost and run all the way up this whole section right here. You can see all these zones just loaded, and I'll run up through this and check all my moose zones. I've had a ton of level 5s here. I think I've had 8. I was doing a moose grind not too long ago, probably 3 months ago, before I took a break from making videos. And up there in this area I've had I think 4 trolls and then 4 other trolls. I think 8 total now. I've had troll since I try to grind them, but there's a ton in the area and it definitely works. Just I'm very unlucky with moose so far. Got a feed zone right there. I always start at this lake first and outpost. Sometimes I switch it up and go to this outpost instead, but I always run this route basically from this lodge right here up the center of the swamps, Layton Lows or whatever you want to call it, and check all my moose zones. Usually around here is when the moose zones stop. I don't think I have any at the top half, and I'll run all the way up there. I always set the time before I make a run to at least 9:30. I usually just do 10, and you got another moose out there. But with this grind you don't even really need tripods because there's not massive herds of moose, and so you can just shoot the 1 or 2 males that are in the herds in every group without having to worry about deleting any zones from hunting pressure. So you don't need a tripod. And I like to use the 300. I don't know if I have it on me today. I have no idea what I have in this. Yeah, I do have the 300, so I'll run the 300 and the M1, really good for heart shots. And I guess we'll try and shoot this male up here with a heart shot if he faces us. And then after I hit this spot, I will usually go to this lake right here and check all those zones right there. Go to this spot. There's usually 1 or 2 moose right there. You see my tents at both those lakes. Probably going to need to... Now we're still a little bit away from him, but we'll go crouched real quick. But I'll go to that lake and that lake next, and then I'll either start this lodge and run up, or I'll start this lodge, which is besides this lake right here, or swamp, is the next best place for moose. There's just so many up here. I'll spawn at this outpost and I'll run up to here, check any zones that are right here, and then I'll fast travel back to this outpost and then fast travel to the tent so that I don't spook anything, and then run down this part of the river. And there is also some up here. I have a tent up there. I've got diamonds up there before. Then I'll run down this stretch right there. You can see it's loaded with zones. And then I will make my run from down here all the way up. You can even just continue down the river from right there. I usually just fast travel back to here and go up that. And then, depending how much time I have left, I'll either reset or I'll go down to this spot. I have a tent right here, and there is definitely a bunch of moose down here you'll want to check out. And then finally I'll go up to this tent up here and run this little stretch of river all the way down to this tent where I first started this video. You can see those moose icons right there. And that's basically it for moose. There are some more drink zones, but that's what I usually hit up. And since he's facing us, I'll actually just shoot him with the M1 to prove that you don't need a 300 or 338 to hunt these. But if you're going for long shots, you definitely want the bigger rifles. But we'll get out the M1 and wait for him to lift his head. Then you just go right there and just drops him every single time. Even low-level players can get the heart shots with the 243. Really easy to get the heart. Probably, I'd say by far the easiest heart shot in the game to get. So yeah, if you have missions or achievements you want to unlock with heart shots, definitely go with the moose. You see, it has plenty of penetration to get to the heart and even a lung. And I don't think there's anything else. Just run all those spots, and then after you're done, reset the time, keep going for it till you get diamond or a rare you want. And I think that covers the moose hunting tactics for my Layton Lake map. You can see all my setups right here, all my tents. I will pop up a hotspot map for Layton and the other two maps for the zones where I hunt them. I'm not going to do a specific guide on the other two maps because if you're going to grind them, you should definitely grind Layton. It's just so much easier and so much more moose. And so with that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.